I got sick in my late 30s, early 40s. My late 30s, I started with sleeplessness, and from there it progressed to GI disorders. So I had acid reflux, and I got irritable bowel syndrome, and then from there I got diverticulitis, diverticulosis, and on and on. And no one knew what was wrong with me, so they suggested, the doctors recommended that I have a complete hysterectomy, which I did, and I had my ovaries removed as well because it was recommended that I do. And then I really got sick, and I completely tanked beyond words. I couldn't get out of bed anymore. I had joint pain. I had night sweats, hot flashes. I lost my short-term memory. And when all these things started happening to me, I was going from doctor to doctor to doctor. I had the resources to go wherever I wanted to, and yet I just couldn't find the doctor that could help me. And it became so debilitating that I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, I had no brain function. I was exhausted from not sleeping and just experiencing all the things, the weight gain. I mean, it just was a windfall of symptoms that I was having. And so I knew that if I could find the right person to treat me, that I would make sure that this didn't happen to another woman. But I have to tell you that the main thing for me was my quality of life was so bad that I, quite frankly, didn't want to live anymore. And that's when I kind of made this promise. And I moved forward, and I was able to find the resources that I needed on my own. My doctor gave me permission to actually start advocating for myself, which I did. And I went and grabbed about 30-some books on the subject. And it was the last book that I found that a dear friend had actually sent me, that was called Screaming to Be Heard. And that was me. I was screaming to be heard, but I was screaming silently, which is what happens most of the time with women. So I picked up the book and I started reading it. This doctor happened to be in my own backyard. Here I had the resources to go wherever I wanted, and I did. And yet I didn't know that this woman was right here in my own backyard. And once I found the book, started to read it, I made an appointment. I knew I was on the right page. I knew intuitively in my gut as well that I'd finally found the answers. And so I went to see her, and she weaned me off, started weaning me off of a lot of medications, and gave me a little bit of gel. And about 4 or 5 days later, I started to feel better. And then I got mad. I got angry, because here I'd been for 1 year, not able to sleep, hardly able to eat, blowing up like a balloon, having joint pain, having no memory, and really contemplating every single day taking my life. And it was such an easy fix. And I thought, if this is happening to me, what's happening to every other woman around the world? If I have the resources to go wherever I want, and I still can't, I couldn't get the necessary help, what are other women faced with? And I actually had nobody who I could talk to help me, who could even validate how I was feeling, not alone help me with how sick I had become. But I'd made a promise. I'd made a promise that if I ever got well, that I would make sure that no other woman would have to go through what I went through if I could help it. And that's why I created EmpowHER. And every day I feel so blessed that I'm able to do this for you, for women. It's a place for us to ask and share and connect, because that's really what we need. And we need the resources, and we need the validation. And that was something I didn't have.